We're going to switch it up for something with a little more vibration. I've casted that little jointed swim bait for a while, so now we're just going to go with the good old square bill sexy shad color crankbait. This thing puts out a heck of a lot of vibration, so as far as the vibration game goes, oh my gosh, yeah, you can look at that rod tip. You see that vibration on the rod tip. So this should ring the dinner bell for him this morning already. Wasn't a real aggressive hit though, but that's kind of what I'm expecting. You know, it's cold, so I don't really think they're going to be smacking too hard yet. Tell you what though, that leaf bit that thing like you wanted it. There, a little further. Man, come on, dude. I just put that between the milk and the orange juice. Uh-oh. Great cast. But my lure is fouled up. There we go, we're back. There he is. Yes, sir. Ooh, this might be a decent bass, y'all. Yeah, sure. That was cool. That is a decent fish. Look at that. Beautiful. My lure was all fouled up when I casted, and the bait was like wobbling really weird across the top. And a lot of people would have just kind of, you know, said screw it and reeled in, but you know, I said, well, let me just twitch it real hard, see if I can untangle the lure, and it did, and it worked, and I was able to reel it in and catch this bass. Let's see, sunlight here. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous little bass. I'm in a tangled up situation here. Let's see if I can. There we go. I call that a Tarzan. I mean, let me take this point to educate you guys on what I just did. First of all, number one, let me fess up. Made a bad cast. Cast it over a limb. I know y'all never do that, but I do it. And so I made a bad cast and right over a limb, and sometimes your first reaction is, oh, let me just jerk really hard. But that's not really the best thing sometimes. If you throw over a limb, reel that bait up real slow till it's kind of hanging like dangling, that's a new word, dangling like a foot down. Then you give a little flip, and the way that lure will sling it right off the back side of the stick. Like I said, it's cold, so it's cold, so they are biting kind of funny. I'm just gonna Tarzan that one again. All right, see this technique, y'all? I'm gonna show you again because I throw it real bad. See how that lure is just kind of dangling? All right, I can give it a little flick and it comes right off, and then I can keep fishing it. All right, so change of plans. I really did want to film a bass fishing video today, but I brought some minnows just in case the bass didn't work out, because it is a good time of year to catch some speckled perch, otherwise known as crappie. All right guys, so we're sitting, as you can see here, in about 20, 21, 22 feet of water. and I got right over here, I marked a brush pile as I was driving along. So I threw a jug on what I thought was the right side of the brush pile, hopefully not right on it. I don't like to throw a marker jug right on top of the brush pile. I don't want to spook the fish and get my, marker jug all hung in it. So I try to throw it off to the side, but I think I might have ended up throwing it right on the brush pile. But we are right beside it. I like to be beside it at first before I go on top of it. That way I don't get hung real bad. So we've got minnows on the bottom, and let's see what happens. Getting a little bite here. Let's see if he wants to play. Come on. See that rod tip kind of dabbling. I kind of wait till it stays down a little bit. And then my technique for the hook set is just, I grab the rod and ease up nice and slow. See, now see, I had that hit and you let go. So if I would have just grabbed and snatched, I would have missed that fish and probably lost my minnow and got out of the strike zone. So instead, I pick up nice and slow, and if I feel the weight of the fish on there, I'll give it a little hook set. But if I don't feel the weight of the fish on there, I can set it right back down and stay in the strike zone. Oh, come on. Definitely playing with it, isn't he? Let's see. Now he's on there. Cool. This is a good fish. This is a good fish, whatever this is. This is a really good fish. Oh, it's just a big crappie. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice. Really big crappie. Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that. So you got to see the hook set technique that I'm talking about. Oh, get another bite here. He's there. So that's the technique, is you just pull up nice and slow. That's another good one. And if you feel the weight of the fish, it's not too big. If you feel the weight of the fish, go ahead and set the hook. If you pick up slow and you don't feel the weight of the fish, just put it back down. Put it back down. And don't worry, later on today, guys, I'll tell you the rig I'm using to catch these, because I think the hook is very, very important. Oh, there's a bite again. Okay, I'm gonna pick up nice and slow. No weight. The fish is not there. I didn't feel his weight, so I'm gonna set the rod down again. All right, he's playing with it again. I'm gonna pick up slow. I don't feel his weight, so I'm gonna set it back down. If you pick up slow and you feel like the weight of the fish, you feel like you're hung, then you can go ahead and set the hook, or even just start reeling, because with these really thin hooks that I'm using, you don't have to do a big hook set. Alrighty. He's playing with it. He got it. That's all you got to do. That one's a little bit small. We'll put him back. And then set the rod down. A lot of people like to hold the rod in their hand, but honestly, the fish, I believe, can feel the vibration of the rod in your hand, and you won't get as many bites. So I like to set the rod down, watch that rod tip. Sometimes they'll bury it, but see, even if they bury it, same thing, don't snatch. You will just snatch it right out of their mouth. Just pick up slowly. This one's only, oh, there he is. That one was only 10 feet down. But again, I mean, the brush pile is in 20 foot of water, but if you look at this, I don't know if you can see this, that's the bottom, 20 foot of water. That brush pile comes up to 15 feet. That brush pile comes 5 foot off the bottom. So if I'm fishing 10 foot deep, I'm really not that far off the bottom of that brush pile. Check my bait on this one because it ain't had a hit in a while. Ha, that's funny. No bait. You know, when you're fishing in a good spot and you ain't had a bite in a while, you might want to check your meat. Might want to check your flavor. Well, I'm getting a bite on this right one now. Here we go. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh. Got him. Uh-oh. I got a bite on the other one now, too. Got him. Just like that. 2 in a row. Ooh, this one's a little nicer. 2 in a row, just like that. All right, that one's hung a little deep. So let me get this bait back in the water. Rule number one, guys, when the fish is biting, keep some bait in the water. There he is. Yeah. That's a good fish, whatever it is. Woo, yeah. Here, you want to catch it? Ooh, here, hold that. I think a bass just got hung in it. That's what happened. No, we got the same fish. Boy, he almost took that rod in the water. He went over there and got that minnow. Well, he actually ate both of them. Look at that.
That's what I'm thinking.
He got both hooks in his mouth. Golly.
Minnow here.
There are minnows everywhere. There we go. Uh-oh. That's another fish. That might be another bass. Oh no, I just hung that brush pile, didn't I? That was a fish for a second. Here'd be a good screenshot. Good grief. Oh, I pulled too quick. You get excited and just, I don't know. I didn't follow my technique that I've been telling all the YouTubers here to use. Oh boy, he's about to get me so hung. Can you try to reel this one in? Did he get it? He did get it, didn't he? Oh. Did he eat both of them in? Oh, you got a speck. You got a speck on this one. But I don't know how I'm going to get my bass in now. Are you? Alright. Well, that's kind of good, actually. I'm glad that line broke. We'd have had a trouble, because as soon as this drag ain't working anymore, that bass is getting off. There could be a big old catfish too. There he is. Nope. Yeah, boy. That was a good speck you had there too. Where'd he go?
Yeah, that's a nice speck.
Oh, here he goes. Look at this.
Slabs there.
Purdy. All right. Ooh, hook come right out. And that was, he was meant to be.
Beautiful.
Look at that, it's oh, it's just a big old speck. Ooh, it's a big old speck. Woo! Mm-hmm. Yep, that's another good one. Woo! Came off in the net, boy. I think he broke off is what he did. Yep. That's a good one right there. I'll take this time while I'm re-rigging to show y'all what I'm using here. So I've got just a, you know, ultralight rod and reels, and I'm using 4-pound fluorocarbon fishing line, and that's pretty light. I mean, that's about as light as you can go. But I like 4-pound and I like fluorocarbon because it's very hard for the fish to see. And sometimes when you're speckled perch fishing, when they're biting kind of finicky, the smaller the line, the better. I've just got a bass casting sinker that I've got tied, and I just kept a really long tag. So I just tied this bass casting sinker on with pretty much any knot you want, and I just made a really long tag in with, I've got a little thin wire, light wire gold hook. That light wire really penetrates that speck's mouth a lot better. So that's really all I'm doing. Now, I've only got like a foot of line between my sinker and my hook right now, but normally I like to go a little longer than that. And then all I'm gonna do is just kind of hook this minnow about through the mouth and drop it down. And that has been what is catching the fish, one right after the other. So we're gonna drop it right down, hit the bottom, just drop it, don't cast it, drop it to the bottom, then reel it up a couple reels and set her down. That's all we're doing.